But it's just being recorded, that's all. Unless it's like, I don't think, it would be worth it. I don't think I really have any money or anything, because I'm probably.
Bless your heart. I don't think that's gonna stop you if you start.
I wish I hadn't eaten any of these, because I got enough problems as it is.
Well, Ricky, I hope you do, you need the whole bag if you want to.
It's kind of neat how light they are, though.
We gotta have a little bit of room in here, we can't.
Those Fritos are a little bit too heavy for me, I don't really care for them.
I just put the barest minimum on here now. And watch us eat a lot of everything.
We'll have Fritos too, but I hate eating them because I've gained weight since over Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Gavin, I did not get that.
And I got to try to stop it before it. Well,
You should give yourself like a 20-year goal.
I've gained the whole 20 years lately.
If you don't stop losing weight by the time you're 101,
Giving her that long, huh?
She's a lot closer to it than she used to be.
So am I.
she's about 20 years from it right now. She'll be 81 in July.
I'm getting the red on me. Look at that.
Contagious, huh?
Yeah, it must be. I was trying to clean that brush.
Miss Rita, you'll be how old in July?
81.
Miss Rita,
You knew that, didn't you?
What?
I don't know if I did.
Quit trying to be complimentary and flattery. It won't work. Hey, Ron, look here. Come in. You can either sit back there or over there.
Can you sit right here, Roz?
Yep.
Okay.
We don't care where she is, as long as she gets in here.
Yeah, this is better lighting here.
Haven't seen you since before Christmases.
I know. Wow.
That was Miss Rita's and that was mine. We have different trees, that's why you like.
Mailbox over a little bit, but.
She's prejudiced, I'm not.
Well, we can put it where we
Move
want.
jumps if you're in the light.
Yeah.
Hey, Roz. Hi, how's it going? It's going right along.
Oh, now, those paint on us.
Ross, now, are you still working at Kroger's?
Yeah. 2 more years.
Uh-oh, she's got the down count going.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, here's our picture.
Picture.
I was hoping it's gonna be next year, but then I look online and it says I have to stay till I'm 66.
I know, I tell you, that's
So-
right.
I was really disappointed. Then I thought, oh no. I stuck it for 30 years, I can stick it for another 2.
And the only trouble with that is if you reach
Yeah.
it, like you reach your 30
No,
years or 25
look
years or
here.
whatever, when you're eligible for your thing, and
That's
then it's
black
like,
or something.
but now I don't have my
Thanks,
insurance, I don't have my
Ray.
Medicare, I'm stuck in between the rock and the hard place, and yet you can quit. It's like then you're running through your money like a crazy person. Look at there, Miss
Somebody
Rheda,
finally
she
paid you,
bought
huh?
money.
Cool.
What is this for what?
February.
For February? Boy, how about that?
February.
That's just a little bonus for January, Mom.
Put it in the bank.
Sanitized all my paints.
Hey,
Took a sanitary wipe and wiped everything down.
now you're making us feel bad.
Well, no, what happened was,
Uh-oh, there's a story here. There's a story, I hear it.
my cat peed in the bag.
Oh,
Filled it up.
It ruins her, she had to buy another of those, Bob Ross books because it went all over that.
Yeah, I had to get another one.
those things are not cheap.
I know.
Oh my
Are
God.
you
I mean, all
sure
the
you're
pages were
supposed to
stuck
have
together,
that?
but even if there wasn't, who the heck wants to use a book that smells like cat pee, you know?
Well, I'm gonna leave that there and see if we
But,
got the calendar.
And the cat's still alive?
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
But,
No, no, she ain't doing that
I
thing with
cleaned
cats.
everything right on the outside,
Yeah.
and I could still, I'd get everything out of the bag and I could still smell cat pee, right? I opened the box up, and it
Somehow it leaked through. Oh
and
my.
my little tubes, toilet paper tubes that I had glued together,
Yeah.
which is saturated.
Oh.
It was pulling the bottom.
I was just fixing to say, at least it was soaking it up. Oh my
And I had to
God.
take them and wash everything out, but I thought, no, there was still kind of an odor, so I took those, go to the sanitary wipes, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
sanitize everything.
Well, I think they would have been a sanitized cat.
Just
You
put
know,
some
I love
cat litter in
cats
your,
and I've
in your
got
paint
one.
box.
I'll put it in the cupboard.
Oh, goodness. And I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about cat pee, but you can smell it for a year.
Don't say that.
Oh, I'm serious. I mean,
Well, you know.
dog pee pee is like, okay, that's all right, it's for a little while.
Well, we've got this one
Cat,
cat who just is absolutely
But I guess
vicious,
that's pheromones in
not rebellious, what do you call it when you get even with somebody?
it. Revengeful.
Vengeful, we got this vengeful cat,
The
vengeful cat.
acid that they
You know?
etched in it
And
with,
she don't just pee
before they put
everywhere,
anything else
She-
on it.
she
Poop
craps
too.
everywhere,
Muriatic
Cause
acid.
I'm after you.
I don't know.
yeah.
Cats are so independent and
I'm
so
gonna put it on
opinionated.
the concrete, let it soak in.
That's why they worshipped them in Egypt,
Was.
cause them people knew them cats were
Well, I'm
gonna
thinking
get
that
them.
these cats think that we work from here, you know?
Pulling that carpet up, I thought I pretty well had it cleaned
Oh,
up.
gosh.
It went all the way through to the concrete.
Well, I've got, oh,
There is
Lord.
a, where did I get
I
that?
hate to think about it then.
I'm just missing them.
Hey, Rod, who do you think got fired?
Who?
Joe?
Oh, no.
Nobody knows.
You know what? Daytime's the hardest shift to work. It's also the hardest one to keep everything going and everything all day constantly. And they just probably thought he wasn't keeping up with how they wanted everything to be done on.
Maybe it's close to retirement, I wouldn't want to.
Well, yeah, you got a point there too.
Plus you hurt your shoulder recently.
I mean, now I got a review when I was in Connecticut, I was working in the ER. And they assigned me this lady, and they had a school of nursing there, and she had graduated from that school of nursing, from that hospital, and I always worked there. And I come in and I've got a degree, which doesn't mean anything really when it's talking about nursing. It's just that, oh, you took more psychology courses and more sociology courses. I'm serious. Anyway, it's like, you take the same exact courses for nursing.
Yeah.
There's no extra nursing programs
Right.
thing in there, you just, okay. So anyway, they assigned her to be my mentor while I was learning how to do the ER. Well, and I worked and I worked and I worked in an ER before, but this one was a little bit different. I mean, you have to, you know, it's different things, different doctors and everything. I was having a ball. I thought it was fun. I was having good. Got time for my evaluation. Oh, I had the lowest evaluation I've ever had in my entire life. I looked
don't
at
you
it,
hate that?
and the supervisor says, well, what do you think? And I said, well, if you're wondering if I'm gonna sign this or not, I said, I'll sign it. I said, but I protested. And she said, well, how can you protest it? I said, because the person that wrote that evaluation, number one, says I could not work independently. I said, how do you work independently when she's right there with you all the time? I said, she had never assigned me a room that I wasn't with her. I said, I thought that was the orientation period. And then I said, but there wasn't anybody that knew how to take care of a burn patient when they had one that came in that was, he set himself on fire. He was a psych patient that got out for a weekend pass, and as soon as he got home, got gasoline, poured it all over him, set himself on fire. He came in, he was alive, talking to you and everything else. But I just looked at him, I knew, I said, he's dying, there's no way. And everybody, okay, we need to do this, we need to, and I'm saying, I said, yes, we need to do this, we need to make him comfortable. I said, but he's going to die because there's nothing on him, there is no grass spots on him left. I don't know why he wasn't dead. I really don't. But anyway, and I said, there wasn't anybody that took care of that patient but me. Everybody else was afraid to go in there. I said, doctors went out and puked in the hall. I said, so, I mean, if you've never seen one. I said, but in my experience, I've seen a lot of burn patients. And so, anyway, so I just named her a few others. She said, and I'm sitting there, I said, no, when she was on and I was on, I worked with her, and I said, I had no problem. I said, I thought we got along very well. Anyway, it was like, and she says, well, maybe I really ought to have somebody else evaluate you. And I said, you can do that if you want to, and I would appreciate it. I said, but it's not necessary. I said, I know my abilities, and I know what I can do. And I said, this is not fair. This is and theoretically, if you got one that low, they should have terminated me. Okay, it was like a 6-month review or whatever, anyway, but I knew I was fixing to quit in a few months because I was fixing to move to Hawaii. So, and I go, and she just sits there and she says, she never let you work alone? I said, no. I said, and I said, I did not know that she had a problem with what I was doing. I just did exactly what she told me to do. She was, with her, you tell me what to do. You're the senior person. You're the one that's worked here the most. But she was put out because I had a degree and she didn't. And she was trying to show me that she was
Better than
better
Show you
than
what your
that
little
degree.
degree can do for you.
Yeah. So, you know, and I did, and the thing was, she was a good ER nurse. That's why I said I didn't have any problem working with her. It was like, okay, we're having fun, you know, type of thing. But
You never said things like, I have a degree or anything like that?
No, but that wasn't ever.
Ricky, don't pay him any mind.
Well, no, there are people that do that, Rheda. They will.
Yeah, they just sabotage
bring it
things.
in. Yeah, they'll say, "Oh, I have a master's degree. Oh, I have a PhD," and I just sit and look at them and I
Well,
say,
that's
"You ain't
because
never
of-
worked on the floor, honey."
That's because of the white paper that the ANA wrote back in the early
Early
60s.
60s, yeah. They put this thing out, you know, and it's really been a issue
It's
for
been
a
a
long
bone
time.
under my saddle for a long time.
So, but anyway, that's, you know, it's like you can't do this job because now you don't have this degree.
Yeah.
You know, head nurses all have to have a master's degree now. Excuse me, they used to have diploma nurses that were head nurses and there was
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with it.
We had DONs that were
Didn't even have any
that
degree.
didn't have any degree at all. They just had experience.
Okay, it's like,
Hello.
so that never did really bother me, but it was really kind of funny though, because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, well that was a good evaluation that I've never had one before like that. I guess I can put that down as one that was good. But anyway, they reevaluated one of the other nurses that, and well, the nurse that I was with and that had the work patient came in and wrote my evaluation. And what she wrote down was that she took charge in a situation where no one else had any experience, and I did.
This can't be, we can't
But the
use
doctors
this
were
for
kicking
free.
out the hall. I was sitting there and I'm going, you guys gotta get it together.
You want some
Oh,
sand?
I mean,
Yeah,
it was
we
like,
gotta
I
ask
said,
that.
y'all can't go in and then come out here and do that. You don't think he can hear you? I can. I said, there's nothing wrong with his hearing, there's nothing wrong with his brain processes right now. He did die before he left the ER. I knew he was dying. I think we have too many brain patients. You couldn't tell what race he was, even though you knew what race he was. I mean, you wouldn't have been able to just look at him and say, okay, he's Caucasian, he's Hispanic, he's, I mean, there was no way. So, I don't know
Crisco
why he
all
was
over
still
her
alive
hand.
when he got there.
You know, the rubbing
And he
it, she
just said,
burned
he'd
it.
look at himself, he
and
says,
it
what did
just
I
smelled
do?
terrible.
And I said,
The
don't you
skin just
remember?
peeled off.
Well,
It was hanging
yeah.
down.
It hurt at first, and then it quit hurting. Well, it does quit hurting because all the nerve endings are burned. I mean, he was having no pain. They wanted to just sock him with pain medication. I said, there's no use. He can't feel any pain now.
Turned into all sorts of.
I said, there's no pain there. All of his nerve endings are gone. I mean, it was pitiful. But I had taken care of patients like that when I was a student in Dallas. That was back in the days when you had a lot of open flame heaters. And you get, I mean, people back up to the heater, catch their night clothes on fire, or, hey,
Mine would die that way.
yeah, I mean, there was a
That's
lot.
neat up there.
I mean, that was so common in the wintertime, and that was in Dallas, and it was a city county
My
hospital,
cousin
and that's
got
where the
the
burn
fireplace
unit
caught on
was.
fire.
Brown.
Huh?
My cousin's fireplace caught on
They had
fire.
some raw umber.
She's about 50, I guess, or so, or I'm not sure how old she is. How old was Tasca when she got burned, Mama?
She was maybe in her 30s, I don't,
It
or,
was a while back, huh?
yeah.
And they didn't have any burn center for children back in those days. That's when they started coming up with Shriner burn centers for children. Back in the, and because it was, we got babies in, especially older people. And in fact, one of my case studies, remember we had to do case studies, it was different like they do case studies now, but anyway, one of mine
Were you
was
the
about-
charge nurse or the head nurse when you told them that about the burn patient?
No, I was just one of the staff nurses working in the ER,
Yeah.
but I had had all that experience
Yeah.
as a student years before.
Yeah,
And it got to be, because I had so much experience when I was in one unit, and my first unit was the med-surg unit. After that, every burn patient that was in the hospital, regardless of which floor he was on, oh, you've taken care of these before, haven't you? Yes. Okay, guess who gets the burn patient? I got almost everyone that we had in our class. If I went on the floor and there was a burn patient. Oh, and one of the saddest cases was this little baby was like 17 or 18 months old. And no, he was a little bit younger than that. Anyway, he had a body cast on because he had hip dysplasia, and they were putting the body cast on him so that they could get his legs back in the right position. And his older little brother didn't like him and didn't like that little baby getting all that attention because, you know,
and
mom
what
was
did he do
picking
to
it.
it?
He got matches and dropped them down inside the cast.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. And nobody knew that was happening. The baby's screaming. She's picking them up. She doesn't know what's going on. But they had that, you know, that soft cloth that they wrap
Oh,
around them and on that. And it was smoldering. And finally, you know, finally, the mother realized what was happening, and she was smart. She ran to the sink and just started running water down inside the cast. And then she called for an ambulance to come. Actually, she called the police department, and they came out to pick up her and the baby and rush them to the hospital and everything. He's a little, oh, it was terrible. Poor little baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Did it die?
No, they was gonna be scarred for, you know, all
I
all
go
life.
to this assisted
Poor little
living
thing.
facility
Mhm.
and to minister, and I'm aware of people and their state,
Yeah.
condition or whatever, and it just, you know, I would desire so much that I would not be so aware of people from the outside in, if I could be aware of them from the inside
That
out.
out.
You know, it angers me because I really let it you know, affect
It
my.
comes through.
Yeah, it affects my attitude towards, in general, it makes me feel like a total failure.
Well, that's a case of you always pray beforehand,
Mm.
or as soon as you see, you're praying for yourself, not them.
Okay, I wanted to try to
Yes, the Lord for the. That's
push this back over, see, that bank was too far out.
You're getting pretty good at houses, Vern, I gotta tell you that.
Thank you.
I mean, how many have you painted now?
I don't know, nearly every one of them are leaning.
Well, that's all right.
They tend to do
The
that
world's
when they get older.
tilted, isn't it?
Just like the owner of a paintbrush.
Now,
You didn't
Gene,
have to buy new paintbrushes, did you, Roz?
No. No.
No, she was able to wash them.
Gene, could I get you to do me a
So
favor?
you get all the
Yes,
paint-
I mean, I forgot. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know which shade to do it in.
What's that?
Well, my shadow needs to be, because my swan is black, it needs to be darkened.
Put some sap on it,
Uh,
just a smidge. I don't know, I guess that'd be a good idea.
What do you want to do, Gene?
She wanted me to put sap green, and I'm going,
Put sap green where?
on my shadow for my bird. But I think I need gray.
Where?
The shadow of the bird,
Oh,
it's white instead of dark. And I got a dark bird.
yeah, you're right.
I can't understand why y'all don't have the same color bird.
We're prejudiced. Your mom is. She just decided she wanted, because we're making this picture up, we're only using the bird for a reference, and she wanted her bird to be
The
white.
bird just happened to be part of it, huh?
Mhm.
Looks like it's kind of sort of like the central theme,
Kinda, yeah.
like the subject perhaps of the entire painting.
And I think sap green with. Don't tell me that was another one.
Poor little girl.
When did they do this? When did they do this?
This morning.
Oh, did we tell Roz?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got 5 more minutes, Mom. Maybe 6. 10 at the most.
It's still small.
What's the choir up to these days?
Well, we're singing Sunday, early and late. We're singing, just went out of my brain cell. My Redeemer, I think.
would.
Right, and a real nice one for Easter, and I won't be here for Easter.
Oh,
Kinda upset
You know,
about it.
I just somehow, I thought we wouldn't have Powerhouse on Easter, but
Are they gonna have Powerhouse on Easter Sunday?
no, we are.
Huh,
But,
that's kind of unusual.
cause
What is Powerhouse?
the children's church. I mean, I don't know, I just think of that as such a family day, that everybody should be in church together, but,
I can see having the nursery and small children,
oh,
but Powerhouse is old enough to go. And they're gonna have a big, ask Chris.
we told us Sunday. He said there's no way we couldn't have Powerhouse on Easter. Thinking, well, I think.
Well, he's gonna have to sing.
Are y'all, is your sanctuary overloaded or what?
Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Is it for seating capacity in your sanctuary or?
Well, that's only a one service Sunday,
Sometimes it's been 2 and sometimes it's been 1 because they do the sunrise service.
I mean, if everybody shows up for Easter, maybe y'all sanctuary will be full with just,
Oh, it'll be full.
you know,
It was full last Sunday. We baptized the guy in a horse tank. Literally.
yeah.
He's terminally ill, and he wanted to be baptized. He had just accepted Christ in the last month or so, really. I don't even know if it was that
Well,
long.
I don't blame him, I want to be
Well,
baptized.
that's what he did. He wanted to be baptized, and he wanted to be dunked. He didn't want just sprinkling or whatever, you know.
A lady in the hospital was dying, and one of our preachers to baptize her, and they went down and baptized her in the whirlpool
In
or
the
something.
world,
Something like that.
Well, he wanted to be baptized. He wanted to be baptized where everybody could see it, because he'd been coming to church there for quite a while. I didn't know him. I knew his wife and the little kid. But anyway, he's bedridden. He's in the, totally bedridden now. And so they had to get, oh my goodness, they had about 6 or 7, 8 men, didn't they? Really? I mean, they had a lot there to help him. Anyway, they made a lift, because they didn't have access to a hydraulic lift. And one of the feed stores or whatever, anyway, it's one of the ones that's on Spencer, lent them. They didn't have to buy it. They thought they were gonna have to buy it, but anyway, they lent them a 6 square foot big trough, and they brought it up on the stage and then filled it up, and then they brought him up in a wheelchair. And then they had to lift him out of the wheelchair into the
There was
pool.
like a bucket of grease from yesterday's.
And it was behind. Anyway, the preacher got down in there with him, like he does with all the others and everything. And then when they got ready to immerse him, then the guys just walked with the stretcher thing that they had devised. If you think about the guy on top of the roof that they lowered down, that's approximately what they had created. And they let him down and then brought him back up. And he was praising the Lord.
A friend of mine is starting a church downtown. In fact, their holy services at the downtown Y right now has a horse trough that they use for baptisms. As part
Oh,
of their
yeah,
wedding.
they've got that installed in there. It's a very little church, and they didn't have room for it.
Well, I was baptized in a creek, so I didn't have any baptismal place, so we went down to the creek.
That sounds original.
Nowadays people be afraid to be baptized in the creek, you get some disease.
Oh, that used to be all they used. And overseas, they use all kinds of water like this. But for sure, like
wish I could have seen that. That's the one thing about working in children's church and being at,
You know, I don't know that they did, but I'm thinking that they, videoed that.
they
I've got
may
to,
have, they may
I
have.
don't know, I know they took pictures because I saw Steph Rowe taking pictures.
Okay.
I'm taking this Bible school thing they've got going on. It's not really like a college, but it's still they're teaching at the church, and you get licensed. But part of what you got to do is be involved, active in the church. And I can't figure out how to get active in the church and still get to go to church.
It's hard. You
Um,
miss sometimes, you miss sometimes.
Somebody said Sunday something about the fact that they were gonna put a water heater out there by the cross,
Really?
so
Well,
that
they
they could
baptized,
heat the pool,
yeah.
because so many of them were
Wanting to be
wanting to be
baptized.
baptized out there. I thought, oh, there goes the electric bill.
What kind of pool?
The one that's, you know where the big cross is out by Stage One on Bethlehem?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
it has
pool
a
around
large
it.
pool. It's like
Oh,
a,
like
like a
with a
retainer.
spray of milk?
Yeah,
We drive past that church 6 times a week.
Gee.
Yeah. Our church is in Pearland.
Oh, okay.
Lord willing, we're gonna start driving past it more often than that because they have prayer meeting on Saturday night.
mm-hmm.
Last night, instead of having Wednesday night Bible study, they had prayer meeting and it was incredible. It was awesome.
Oh, no, I'm mixing the wrong thing.
I saw this cartoon where this guy was coming to his room. He had a pistol in his hand. He was going to back to his room, coming into his bedroom. His wife was in bed. She goes, "What happened?" She said, "Well, that burglar told me to get back in my room, or he's going to call and report me for having a pistol."
Spraying what?
For having a pistol.
Oh.
Do you know that when my mom went to the doctor and they sat her down and asked her all those questions, they asked her if she owned a gun? No, at the doctor's office.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Do they think
So
she
she
was
did what?
depressed and they want to make sure that she,
Well, no, that was just one of the survey questions they asked.
how funny.
Uh-huh.
They asked for
If she owned a gun.
So I was with her.
If she had a gun, if her mother had a gun.
it. Who asked that?
The doctor. At the doctor's office.
Now that'd be real cute.
Well, there've been several people shoot their doctor lately. Kill them.
Well, you know, Miss Rheda, I'm just telling you, I was sitting there, I heard them ask her ask her if she owned a pet and all those kind of unusual questions.
Well, that's really kind of funny though. It's like,
Well,
yeah, but I bet you what they were doing was assessing depression. 'Cause
I
some
think they were
people-
just taking statistics to sell.
Well, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, so we'll find out.
A new doctor.
Yeah,
Are you depressed?
I'll find out.
Oh, okay. That's not coming across.
Okay, Mom, you got to move on.
Okay.
It's 10 till 7.
All right. Okay, I'm going.
They are doing something different.
Okay, Ted, get out of my way.
Last
She's
week.
on a roll.
Yeah.
And, they feel like they had enough of the